We have with us Hitesh Eidnani, founder CEO, Crentech Consultants, joining us from Kolkata. Mr. KK Mittal joins us from Jelly Studios. He's head PMS at Globe Capital Markets. Let's move on. Let's bring in our first caller. We have with us Satish joining us from Pondicherry. Satish, hi. What's your question?
Yeah, I got under shares of JP Associates. What I can do, what's the future process? Whether I can hold it or get up from the stock?
What's the time frame for which you're looking to invest in JP Associates?
It's maybe 6 to 9 months.
Okay. Have you been tracking the company? Have you been tracking the company, the latest developments on the company, their quarterly numbers as well?
Yeah, they said that in October month there is a 1 year project going. Maybe result will be. That's why.
Okay. Fair enough. Mr. Mittal, JP and today, Hitesh, JP Associates, what's the technical picture on JP?
Hi, JP has been very bearish since September 2009 and it's been clearly making a pattern of lower tops and lower bottoms. My suggestion for this counter would be to exit, as I would get only bullish on this counter if it were to go above 110.
Okay, let's continue. Let's bring in the next caller. Rohit joins us from Siliguri. Rohit, what's your question?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Go ahead, please.
Sir, I have 200 shares of Lupin. Got at the average price of 428.
Okay.
So what is the future prospect for this?
When did you buy Lupin?
It's week ago, sir.
Okay, and when you say future prospects, would that be a year and a half, or less than that?
6 months, sir. 6 months.
Okay. Apart from Lupin, what else do you have in your portfolio?
Apart from Lupin, I have 10 farmers, 50 shares.
Okay, fair enough. So, Hitesh, first to you, Lupin, what should be the strategy be? 3 to 6 months or even slightly longer than that? Is there a case for appreciation?
Lupin has had a huge run-up since March 2009 and currently it's consolidating. Now the next direction of the move could be upwards, it could be downwards, but in all probability it should be upwards. 380 is a key support for Lupin and the investor could keep that as a stop loss and hold for a possible target of 550 in the next 6 to 12 months.
Mr. Mittal, Lupin has been a purifications. Shahrukh writes to us, well, he's a finance manager, I hope we've got the name right, holds 50 shares of Arcom at 700. He bought it 3 years back, can hold on for the next 2 to 3 years. The stock is at 91 rupees, so 600 rupees have been wiped off from his investment in Arcom. Mr. Mittal, what is the risk that they could not, we actually have to sympathize a little bit with the investor, because a lot of investors out there who buy and hold a stock with a long-term outlook don't really tend to see or even track what's happening in the company or even in the stock on a day-to-day basis. So what should be the best strategy for them to try and avoid such kind of losses the way this investor is seeing on Arcom? And of course, what would you advise him?
See, this situation comes up every now and again, like you pointed out, and the best way to avoid a huge loss is to have a stop loss. Now, if you are a long-term investor, obviously don't try and keep a stop loss very close that you turn into a trader which is getting in and out of stocks every couple of weeks. But you can have a fairly wide stock, maybe keep it somewhere near the 200-day moving average, a 15 to 20% below your entry price, so that you don't have to see an 80 to 90% erosion in your equity. Now, for the case of Arcom, it's clearly in a downtrend. It's been making a pattern of lower tops and lower bottoms. So the investor obviously lost more than 85 to 90% from his entry level. And at this point of time, we can't advise him to exit. So all he could do is hold on to the counter, hope and wait patiently. Maybe a few years from now or sometime around, you'll find a price coming back when the lands gets into a major uptrend after that.
Well, as they say, hope is a big word. Hope keeps a man alive. Let's move on. Let's bring in our next caller. Srinivasan joins us from Chennai. Mr. Srinivasan, good afternoon, sir. Welcome to Profit. What's your question?
Good afternoon. I'm holding 200 shares of Apollo Tyres, bought at the rate of 50 rupees. 1 year back.
All right.
I just wanted to know, my question is whether to hold on for another year or to get rid of this and purchase some other shares.
Let's get a check on what else you have in your portfolio apart from Apollo Tyres.
I have ITC, I have Reliance, I have Unilever.
Okay, so your majority of your holdings are primarily in large cap stocks. Okay, I think we lost the line there with Mr. Srinivasan. Mr. Mithil, Apollo Tyres, how does the stock look to you? Because Hitesh, what's your reading on the chart suggesting?
Technically, Apollo Tyres is in an uptrend. It's a very strong chart currently in a clear uptrend. My advice would be to keep 63 as a stop loss and hold on for a target of somewhere between 80 to 82.
Okay, that's the call on Apollo Tyres. The next is an SMS we have on Steel Authority of India. Nilesh Padnis writes to us, holds 1225 shares of SAIL bought at 161, and his question is he can hold on for the next 6 months or so. Hitesh, first to you, Steel Authority of India, what's the technical picture emerging? You have to agree that it's not a very exciting stock the way Tata Steel is.
I agree, it's in a downtrend. It's been making a pattern of lower tops and lower bottoms since April 2010. Now 150 is a very critical support in SAIL, and however, I mean, my suggestion would be to exit this counter because the probability of heading lower is much higher than it rebounding from here, and especially the investor has a small enough time frame of just 3 to 6 months, so in all probability you would find prices lower rather than higher.
Alright, that's the call on Steel Authority of India. Mr. Smith, first from you.
In this market, I like Bharti Airtel, I like HCL Tech as well, but overall I think the markets are very critically poised right now, and overall the intermediate trend is downwards, so I would hesitate from buying anything currently. Maybe I would wait for 58,500 to get broken on Nifty and a positive trend to emerge before getting into specific counters. But overall, yes, Bharti Airtel and HCL Tech are looking good in this market. By way of disclosure, Pentech Consultants, me or any of our clients could have holdings in any other counters discussed today. Thank you.
Mr. Mithil.